Perfect. Hi, I'm Elliot Fishman, and welcome to Facebook Live. And let's see if I can move this and center it just a little bit better. Okay, so hope everyone's doing well. It's Friday. It's almost the weekend. I hope you have great plans, or if you don't have great plans, I think you, depending where you are, you may really enjoy the weather this weekend. I think it's not going to be 100 or 95. It should be in the 80s, 60s, or 70s in the morning. Just perfect. So the topic this week is going to be on something that some of you know about, but probably many of you don't know about. So this is something we started 2015 or so, actually probably late 2014, which we started a speaker series at Hopkins. And the goal of the speaker series was kind of simple. You know, we all talk about how to do things, and you always can get an expert telling you how to do things. That expert probably doesn't know anything more than you do, probably knows less than you do, but has a card that says expert on it. And they'll tell you how to run your department better, how to run your hospital better, how to drive your car better, how to do everything better. That whatever you're doing it wrong, but they know better. The reality is, most of the time, that's just a total waste of time, waste of money, though it makes administrators feel good because invariably they always agree with the person who's paying the money. And often the person paying the money is paying the money to show why you need less faculty, or why you need less nursing, or why you need less technologists, when really the opposite is true, right? You need more. And people who are working actually know the reality. Some outside city slicker, or whatever you want to call them, coming in to tell you what to do usually tends to fail. And you kind of just waste your time. We thought, on the other hand, we should do is get experts in various fields to tell us what they do, what they're thinking, and how they do things. And what we wanted was people who were very successful in a range of fields, essentially all of them outside of medicine, and hopefully could tell us what to do and how to do it, not by saying, well, I know medicine better than you do, but let me tell you about what I do. So we have had roughly 70 people. Now, most of them, we've published articles in JACR. It's PubMed, highly rated Journal of American College of Radiology. They asked us to submit to that journal. And now with the editor, Ruth Carlos, we are still doing it. We're very excited to be allowed to do this, but it's tough peer review. Not everything gets accepted, and a lot of things get accepted, have to be revised. But that's the way it goes. And we're going to start up our speaker series again for the 2022-2023 year in about a month. Have about 9 speakers. We had wonderful speakers every year. I say we have the best speakers ever. And, last year we had Alvy Ray Smith, co-founder of Pixar. He ran the special division at Lucasfilms. We had Narla Kaplowitz, head of 4 AAA. We had a whole mess of good people, and I'll go through the rest of the names in a moment. But if you look at it, what we've done is listen to people speak about what they're passionate about. When I invite people, some of them I knew. Now mainly it's friends of friends, or people my daughter knows, or something like that. Or we've had amazing people that you cannot afford to get, I promise you. They do it for free. They're just wonderful. It used to be they'd come here early in the day, spend a day with me. I'd have them meet people, the dean, the president, all sorts of people that they might be interested in. Then they give their talk. We'd have dinner. Now, unfortunately, with COVID, we're still not meeting in person. Maybe it makes it easier for the people from California to get on the call for an hour, 5 to 6, on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday. But it's not as much fun, surely, for me, and I think for them as well. We've had a range of people. We've had Freeman Rabowski, who's just retired head of University of Maryland, Baltimore County, who changed a second-rate school. I almost went to Baltimore County, UMBC. Not that it's second-rate. It's a part of University of Maryland, but it was nothing special. Made it into one of the great institutions in the land, one of the highest-rated schools in computer science, the most successful school getting minorities to succeed, and he is just amazing. And you've heard a lot about him. If you can read our article, he spoke about inclusive excellence and institutional culture change. We had Bill Phillips, who was head of Men's Health at the time, talking about the importance of that. We had Horst Schultes, who was the head for about 2 decades of the Ritz-Carlton, talking about service excellence and how he did things to make certain the Ritz-Carlton was the Ritz-Carlton. He made the Ritz-Carlton what it is, and how he worked with people, how he trained people, how he retrained people, how he gave people a purpose. Just an amazing human being. We had Marla Kaplowitz then talking about improving patient care through happiness, inspiring happiness. Her point was very clear that if the employees are happy, they treat the patients better, and the patients get better care. If you don't treat the employees well, you're not going to be treating the patients well. Whitney Zember spoke about social media, how it can impact medicine and radiology. And that was before everybody in the world had websites. We had Paul Greenberg talk about management. Paul's run many companies. He just has a new gig, just started. He's amazing. We had Ed Catmull talk about Pixar, one of my superheroes. Ed spoke about how we can learn from Pixar and how they did things. We had a number of people who were CEOs. We had Jensen Huang speak. Jensen is the head of and CEO of NVIDIA. The co-founder of NVIDIA spoke about his vision, and his vision has played out over the last 6 years. We had a local chef, not just a chef, one of the James Beard finalists year after year, one of the great people, Cindy Wolfe. And by the way, we always went to a restaurant after. We paid, so don't worry about that. But stories from the kitchen, lessons for radiology from the restaurant business. She spoke about how you need to be responsible in the restaurant business, that person who comes to you, no matter how many patients you're serving, thinks they're the only person that matters, and they're right. And she spoke about how when her father was in the hospital, it seemed like he was the least important person in the room, not the most important person. We all felt terrible, but she was right. You need to be really thinking about how you treat your patients and how the patients respond and feel that you're doing the right thing for them. That becomes just so important in many, many different ways. And we've gone through this many different times. This past year, we had some amazing talks. Mangesh Hadakor spoke about storytelling. He's an expert on podcasting, and he has a new company speaking about how you can tell stories and really enhance things by storytelling. We have had many people who have formed companies. Tina Wells spoke. Tina has spoken with us 3 times. She spoke about the millennial mindset. She's spoken about that previously. She spoke this time about management and leadership. She spoke about how to do things. Just incredibly impressive how you do things, how you can make things better. We've had people like Nick Bayer, who does a coffee company out of Philly, just spectacular. And I'm blocking out the name of the company. He's just an incredible person who has taken people who have been unsuccessful, trained them to change jobs. With Jenny Abramson, one of the most successful venture capitalists, but the most successful woman venture capitalist. She only invests in women-led companies. She spoke about unconscious bias and pattern recognition before anybody spoke about it. We had people like, we spoke about, Freeman spoke about name brand. We spoke about things like Elia Sahuni, who, now I'll get into a few doctors who were here. Elia Sahuni, who was our chairman, ran the NIH, was head of Santa Fe Adventist, their scientific part, spoke about academics, government, and industry, the difference between the three, and really made it clear about the difficulties in academics. We've had Reed Jobs speaking about his rethinking the paradigm in research in medicine. We had Kimberly Powell, also from NVIDIA, speak about healthcare and how AI is changing healthcare and will change things. We've had many different people like that. We had Brian King. Brian was head of one of the senior people at Marriott. He spoke about, again, the digital revolution in customer service. Follow up with Horst Schulte's how we can do things better and how we need to do things better and how we need to treat our customers ever better. Those are all important things. We've had many other people, and if you go into PubMed and you type in my name and JACR, you can see all of the articles. There's about 5 more in press, and we're submitting more. We had David Itzbitsky, who's from Amazon Alexa, speaking about how voice is so important, this voice first world. We had Ella Kaplan, who has a company working on disrupting Alzheimer's. Again, very, very important. We had Keith Grossman. Keith has been here several times. Every time he comes back, he moves up the ladder. He's now the president of Time magazine, speaking about black swans when no one heard of black swans, which is what COVID ended up being, right? Just thinking about what people talk about differently. We had Michelle Ballard speaking at building teams. We had Eric Becker, who's been here a few times, talking about how to hire, how to train, how to manage, how to develop vision. We had his brother, Doug Becker, speaking about entrepreneurship for good. We had Jim Travacant speaking about how healthcare needs to be transformed and how you can't be living on yesterday's model and doing that successfully. It's been an amazing group of people. We had Bonita Stewart and Jacqueline Adams. Bonita's the highest ranked person of color at Google. Jacqueline was the news reporter on CBS to Walter Cronkite, the first person of color to reach that position. Amazing, talking about how to empower women of color to lead and succeed. They wrote a book. They spoke to us. Just very inspiring of what they did, but what other people can do and how they are putting their life's effort in making sure other people succeed. So there's been many, many different articles. We had Linda Carter, better known as Wonder Woman, the importance of empathy. She spoke a year and a half ago during COVID, where empathy becomes so critical. When we all talk about burnout and difficulties at work and everything else, we know empathy is what makes things work. And she spoke about it way before anybody else was speaking about it. We had Albie Ray Smith this year talking about the pixel. His book came out a few weeks later. He spoke about Moore's Law. Just incredible. And I can go on, and I apologize for anybody's name I left off. But it's been an incredible, series. We're going to have incredible speakers this year. I won't tell you who they are. Now, I wish I could invite all of you to go to the meeting. We do have it online on Zoom. The problem is, there's always that issue of people on the outside kind of annoying and making problems. So we really limit it to the Hopkins crowd. But you can read about it. We'll speak about it after it happens. We put a few of them up even online. A few of our speakers let us put it up. Patrick Collison and Doug Becker are 2 good examples. So you can listen to some amazing talks or interviews with me. We do a Q&A. It's just something really, really special. And so we really are excited about this new year. We hope you'll pay attention. Go back and read. Let us know what you think. We're excited to be on YouTube. Maybe we'll get someone from YouTube to come speak with us as well. But whatever it is, it's really exciting. And I hope everyone has a great day. And take a look at those interviews I did. Take a look at some of the articles we wrote. I think you're going to enjoy them. They're short, to the point. The articles are kind of nice, about 1,500 words, 1,200 what the speaker told us, and 300 how we translate that into radiology. And I work closely with many people on this. Linda Chu and Steve Rowe, the 2 people I work with very closely now. I'm putting these together, and we hope you like them. So with that, I wish everybody a great day and have a great weekend. Hope you're not working. Bye.